Across the country, higher education faces a steep drop-off in students. Secular universities are staring down severe enrollment cliffs, struggling to fill empty lecture halls. But if you look at traditional Christian colleges, you see a completely different picture. Many of these faith-based schools are actually booming, showing strong resilience despite the broader national decline. This line chart shows exactly where the divide happens. The line for traditional institutions climbs steadily upward. But when a faith-based school softens its core doctrines to accommodate progressive trends, their line drops sharply as retention plummets and internal divisions take over. To understand how this national trend plays out on a local level, we're looking at a specific case study brought to you by Shasta Unfiltered, a news organization serving the North State. This pattern suggests that for faith-based schools, the go woke, go broke hypothesis is more than a slogan. It reflects a measurable risk where an institution's survival is tied directly to its willingness to maintain its foundational identity. Simpson University started in 1921 in Seattle as a Bible institute. Its early 2-year programs were entirely focused on spiritual growth and training for foreign missions. The school eventually expanded to grant bachelor's degrees and relocated to San Francisco in 1955, broadening into a liberal arts college. By 1989, it made its final move to Redding, California. It became the only Christian university north of Sacramento, drawing heavily from conservative, rural families within a 200-mile radius. Read the university's official identity statement, shown here, and you'll find a clear promise to those families. Simpson is a Christ-centered learning community with an enduring commitment to faith-infused education. Yet, recent on-the-ground reports from students and faculty point to a stark contradiction. The actions of current leadership suggest the school have quietly stepped away from the very mission it advertises. Take, for example, the formation of a campus chapter of Turning Point USA. Executive management, including the provost, reportedly stonewalled the approval of this conservative student group for months. At the faculty level, educators who hold traditional Christian views report facing intense pushback. According to insider accounts, one liberal director reprimanded these faculty members, labeling their conservative views as homophobic, racist, and misogynistic. When students attempted to organize a Turning Point USA faith revival, a non-political event focused purely on spiritual renewal, university leadership explicitly declined to host it on campus. The organizers moved it to the Redding Civic Auditorium instead, where it drew massive community support. By actively resisting the established values of its own student body, the university leadership is pushing away the specific demographic that keeps its doors open. This ideological shift is also affecting academics. Reports indicate that recent hiring practices favor liberal and even socialist educators, particularly in the political science department, where conservative students have allegedly been given failing grades simply for holding opposing views. The friction extends to external partnerships, most notably the university's handling of the Ronald Reagan Institute grant program. Sources report that the university passed over highly qualified conservative Christian candidates for this prestigious internship. Instead, they selected non-American, non-Christian individuals who did not align with Reagan's legacy. The consequences of that selection process became obvious over the summer. 3 of the students Simpson sent to the Reagan program at Pepperdine University were quickly dismissed for violating campus policies involving alcohol and vaping. When an administration prioritizes ideological alignment over a candidate's character and basic qualifications, they directly damage the institution's academic reputation. These cultural and academic decisions eventually show up on the balance sheet. A look at the university's 2024 IRS tax returns reveals the hard data behind this ongoing mission drift. This bar chart breaks down their financial health, comparing $50.4 million in assets against $30.9 million in liabilities. The critical bottom line? For the tax year ending April 2024, they operated at an approximate $1 million loss. On top of these deficits, the university is dealing with a long-running lawsuit, Sumner v. Simpson University, over the wrongful termination of a conservative dean, a case they already lost in a lower court and are currently appealing. The internal friction translates directly to the university's fiscal health. Between declining retention and the expenses of a decade-long legal battle, the institution's ideological shift has resulted in a significant financial burden. When rural conservative families discover that a local university is actively hostile to their values, they pull their tuition dollars. It's a localized version of the exact same enrollment cliff we see nationally. Despite these deep financial deficits and cultural fractures, Simpson University is currently proposing massive community expansions, including the launch of a new medical school. If the current leadership is mismanaging the institution's core identity and its basic finances, the community has to ask if they can be trusted as stewards for major North State initiatives. True Christian education relies on a firm foundation in unchanging truths. Diluting that foundation to accommodate secular trends only breeds division and decline. It is now up to the Board of Trustees, the alumni, and the donors to demand transparency and enforce a serious course correction before the institution fails entirely.